You don't need any props for this workout, just your body. And we're gonna be focusing largely on our center, including the back body. We'll get there in a minute. So you can let your hands rest on the ground, let your shoulders melt to the floor, and tuck your tailbone under. Feel your low back press into the ground. Feel the scoop and hollowing through your lower stomach. And then as you inhale, rock past neutral, find an arch in your back. Allow more space to come underneath your low back. And we'll just tuck and tilt a few times. Exhaling on the under. Inhaling as you reach forward again. Just massaging through that low back. And then I want you to find the halfway point. So not the arch, not the tuck, but where your pelvis is nice and level. And float your legs up to a tabletop position. My knees are squeezed together, inner thighs are active, hands interlock behind the head. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, curl your head and chest up, shoulder blades leave the ground, attaching the ribs to the hips. Inhale, lower back down. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Curling up and resting down. Exhaling on the lift, inhaling on the lower. Trying to exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And try not to cover up your chin completely. Cover up your neck completely. I want to imagine that I'm holding an egg underneath my chin. And I don't want to drop the egg, but I also don't want to break the egg. So you have this nice little amount of space. Deepening that curl each time. We're gonna curl up, hold the curl, get your shoulder blades to leave the ground, straighten the right leg all the way out in front of you, even weight on both hips, fold the knee back in, exhale, left leg out straight in front of you, inhale, bring it back in, exhale, we reach out through the right, fold it back in, and out through the left, fold it back in. As you get tired, your upper body wants to sink down, try to keep your chest super lifted. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into your chest for a moment. I like to look right and left to keep my neck very loose. And we're gonna reset, finding that tabletop, hands behind the head once again. We're gonna add on to that single leg twist and add single leg stretch and add a twist. So this time I curl up, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, twist towards the bent knee. Inhale back through center, twist towards the bent knee, second side. Inhale through center. This is just our crisscross, or you might know it as bicycle, but I don't want to go so fast that my hips wiggle back and forth. I'm wringing out the spine, taking my time. See if I can get my armpit to my knee that's bent. One more on either side. Last time to the left. And hug your knees back in, rocking your low back across the floor to take a little breather. Let your feet plant on the ground. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh. From here, you're going to float the left knee up to tabletop. You're going to take your hands back behind your head and chest. And from here, we're going to twist opposite knee, opposite elbow, just like we just did. So you're always twisting towards the bent knee and back down. So we're going to go just left, twist right a few times. Try not to move your hips or your left leg. Not twisting so much that you're leaning onto that hip. You want to make sure your left butt cheek is on the ground the whole time. You should really feel your right obliques very, very active. Hold that twist. From here, you're going to extend the left leg out and bend that left leg back in. Still in your twist. Left leg, back in. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Fold it in, uncross, relax down. Whew. Obliques definitely working. And then come back up into your tabletop. Cross the left leg on top. So already we get this nice stretch that it just becomes part of the core exercise. Hands behind the head. And now I twist to the left only. Curl up, twist left, inhale back down. Twist left, inhale back down. Try to get deep in that curl as you twist. So rather than just rolling side to side, I get high up. And I'm also trying to press my knee away from me, my top knee away from me. So I'm deepening that hip stretch while I'm in this position. Getting 2 for 1. Few more. Use your exhale to curl up deeper. 2 more. Last one, find that curl, hold the curl this time. Right leg extends out, folds back in. Even weight on both right and left butt cheeks. Fold it back in. Stay in your twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in. Untwist. Take your knees. Just roll them around in opposite directions. Allow those hips to loosen. Bring both knees back in tabletop. You can keep your head and chest on the ground. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Shoulders stay heavy on the floor. Ribs stay heavy on the floor. Now I'm maintaining my neutral spine as I send both legs out on a diagonal. Inhale, pull both knees back in. You want to make sure you don't go so low that you feel your back working. We shouldn't ever have the ribs pop off the ground. So you can always modify by reaching higher and make it a little tougher if you're feeling up for it by reaching lower. Making sure those shoulders stay nice and soft no matter where those legs are. And try to keep this nice and relaxed too. So on that last one, I maybe went a little too low. There we go. You want to find that sweet spot where it's challenging for your core, but not adding tension to the neck and shoulders. So that usually takes a little trial and error. Last one. Kick those legs straight to the sky. If you need a little bend in your knees, that's totally fine. Lowering both legs halfway down and lifting both legs back up. Not tucking your tailbone here, not yet. I'm going to try and reach long through the legs, keep my rib cage glued to the floor, reaching right back up, and continue. Five more. Exhaling on the down. Two more. Last one. And hug those knees in. Really nice job. All right, you're gonna give yourself just a little momentum until you can get yourself all the way rocked up, cross at the ankles, and meet me in all fours. From here, your shoulders should be right on top of those hands. And we're just gonna take a little sternum drop to activate those muscles of the upper back. Inhaling to sink down, exhaling to lift up. A few more times. Notice my arms are straight as I do this. I'm not going into a push-up. I'm trying to hug my ribs up and in each time I lift my chest. And then lift up again and stay up. Bring the back of your skull up an inch, trying to press the back of your head to the ceiling. And let's step it out to a plank position. Squeezing through the glutes, slight tuck in your pelvis so that we're not here, but we're also not rounded through the spine. So you want to stay nice and open at the chest. You're going to take your right knee to your left elbow, tap it, lower it down with control, don't fall. Pick it back up, step it to plank. Same side, right knee, left elbow, touch it, lower it, lift it, find plank. Same side again. Twist, control the down, control the up, back in. A few more. It's okay if you can't reach your elbow. You're just gonna do your best. Right obliques. 5 more. 4. From here, you're gonna lower in one piece, bend those elbows, straight back, bring your body to the floor. Wiggle your hips side to side. We'll get to that second side in just a moment, but from here, I want us to work on the back side of our core, or our spinal stability. So make a pillow for your hands, unshrug those shoulders. So kind of immediately your body wants to go into this. I want you to take a moment to soften through the tops of the shoulders. I'm trying to make you hear me, I'm talking into the mat. And also press your pubic bone into the floor. From here, you should feel that length appear in your low back. My legs are hip width apart or squeezed together. And if you have low back issues, I would definitely choose hip width apart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, lift your head and chest up. Inhale, lower it back down. All right, so try to lift the chest without shrugging the shoulders, which I know is easier said than done. And try to keep those feet on the floor. So I'm not lifting the whole body up. I'm trying to keep the tops of my feet connected to the floor so I can find stability in that low back. Inhale, back down. I like to imagine there's an ice cube underneath my belly button that I'm suctioning away from so that I don't end up arching my back and losing that length we just located. Lifting up again, finding that lift. Pause, reach your arms behind you. Bring them back in. Lower down. Exhale, lift up. Reach behind you, lift the top of your head up 1 more inch and try to lengthen it, outstretch it. Inhale, back in and down. So as I lift, I'm reaching my fingers to my toes while reaching the top of my head in the opposite direction. Your neck should actually get longer as you do that. Length, length, length. Open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Come back in. Let's go a few more times. Inhale. Setting it down. Lift. Reach. Come back in and lower. Long, long, long. And down 2 more. And down. This time we stay up. Lifting up, reach those arms behind you, lengthen even more. Maybe you can get your chest to lift a little more, but really drive your pelvis through the floor. Just gonna lift your arms up 1 inch and down 1 inch, really squeezing through your triceps, really squeezing those arms straight. 5, 4, imagine you're holding hand weights, or maybe grab hand weights if you are feeling really crazy. Last 2. 1, keep them lifted, keep your chest lifted, keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. You see the difference? Opening up at the chest. Arms go out to the side and forward, out through the side and back. Palms face the floor until they come in front of me. They face the floor the whole time back. Hovering above the ground, lift your chest 1 inch, drive your hips down 1 inch, keep your abs pulling into your spine. 5, make your arms heavy, pushing the air. 3, 2, last 1, reach it behind you, bring it under your head, set it down, wiggle your hips side to side. We have to do that other side of our plank situation, so you're gonna tuck your toes, unshrug those shoulders, push yourself up into knee plank, or if you can do this without doing a body roll, push yourself up in one piece in plank. You can see how much I was sweating there. Once you're in that knee plank, you can walk your hands underneath your shoulders, set yourself up. We gotta do this whole thing again. We're almost down, lifting your chest super tall, broadening at the shoulders, left knee, right elbow, touch it, tap it down, lift it up, back to plank. Make sure you're not falling to the ground. It's active, it's not a rest. Fold and twist, lower with control, lift with control, send it back. I'm strategically using that exhale. 5 more. Using that exhale on the toughest part. 3 more. 2 more. Keep your chest nice and lifted. Last one. Back to plank, lower those knees. You can sit back in a nice wide knee child's pose, walking your hands out as far in front of you as you can. Taking a few deep breaths. And then from here, you'll just walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Take a nice big stretch for the left side of your body. And then walking over to the second side of the mat. Big stretch to the right side of your body. And when you're ready, you come back through the center. Roll yourself up through the base of your spine. I have nice mat marks on my belly. Hopefully you feel your core very, very active, and I'll see you soon.